mine told me that her friend is pregnant with another child. And it's strange for the simple fact that me, I haven't had a chance to even have somebody scare me with, oh, I'm pregnant. You know, I'm not, I wasn't really stupid enough when I was a child, or maybe I was just a little bit lucky enough to not have a child, you know, blessed onto me. The thing is that there's all these persons around that say, oh, I'm having a kid, but god dang it. A couple of months ago, you were crying the blues about how you couldn't even afford to do anything. I don't really understand it. Great thing about kids are really, really cool, alright? They make you act stupid, they make you laugh all the time. They're like really, really funny because they don't really understand anything whatsoever. It's like they run around the world and they're just like, they're discovering everything, and you get to what do you call it? You know, teach them things and teach them how to do things, color, draw, teach them little factoids of life and how to what do you call it? How to I don't know, how to live, I guess, you know. The way that you think and the way that your kid turns out, I guess, has a lot to say about yourself. Has a lot to say about how grown up you are also. Really hard to see whether or not somebody actually does a good job with raising their children, and whether or not there's something, you know, missing in between that person, or maybe their child rearing skills aren't all that good, depending on whether or not that kid is just completely crazy or not. Maybe the craziness of the child reflects on how good the parent is. I don't really know, because I know a lot of really, really good parents with just crazy kids. I mean, these kids today are just insane. A weird thing is that, alright, I don't have any children. Oh yeah. I click around. The thing is that, what percentage of children are really planned? I mean, do you plan on having children, or is it just okay, we'll just if we have a kid, we have a kid, blah blah blah, after marriage, you know? And sometimes, you know, I think about the guys here, you know, they're like, hey, maybe I don't want to have a kid. Maybe I want, you know, toys and everything else. I mean, when it comes down to it, is it all expenses and things like that? It really, really costs a lot of money and many, many years of commitment to have a child. It kind of scares me. Although, you know, I've always thought about, you know, would I make a good dad? Would I make a good mentor to somebody who's, you know, has no thought of their own when it comes down to it, and I'm responsible for that kid? Would I be a really good father? Hopefully I would. I mean, I really wouldn't know unless I got some feedback from other persons that actually let me, you know, play with their kids and stuff. A couple of my friends have children, and they don't seem to mind. A couple of my friends have had kids for a long, long time, but their relationships never really worked. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of funny. It's like, sometimes do these children tear relationships apart? It's something that I have to worry about. Not really that I have to worry about, It's something that really worries me. I mean, when you put a child in between two persons, does how you raise that kid or how you raise that child, like, does that tear two people apart sometimes? Is that like the big, like, question? I don't know. My sister's children, she loves it, you know? She's like, hey, come over, play with the kids, blah, 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 blah. But what I'm wondering is she only doing that so that she can get a break because she's been raising children for the past, like, 8, 10 years? It's weird, you know? Another thing, when you finally have kids, sometimes it puts such a stress on somebody because, I mean, most women, not most women, but some women are stuck at home or are stuck working, depending on however you feel, how your family unit works. Sometimes the woman's stuck at home not doing anything, bored, and waiting to have this child. Kind of weird. Or does it come down to the fact where maybe the man doesn't want the woman out there while she's having a kid so that she can be home and take care of the child as it's growing up? That's not only 9, maybe 10 months worth of work and waiting around. That's a big stress on a man. But then there's 5 years, maybe 6 years until the child actually goes into schooling. You gotta think about that. That's 5 or 6 years. If the woman doesn't work, that the man's being stressed out. I don't know. Whether or not, I don't know how it is, maybe he's making good money, maybe he's not. Most of us aren't. Most of us aren't making good money at all. And then there's children being involved. I mean, me, when it comes down to everything and all the children things, the only thing I worry about when it comes to kids is, do you have children? Click. No, I don't have any children. Do you want children? Click. Maybe. That's about it. The thing is that when you're answering these surveys, don't you think it should place a, do you want children only if they're planned? I mean, how many of these dang children are just not really planned? They're just like, oh, well, I'm pregnant. Oops, sorry. Now you have to do this and that and the other thing for me. That's another womanly trap that guys get, sucked into forever. Crazy. I don't know. It makes me think a lot, though. I mean, I guess, yeah. I'd like children if they were my own. Even if they weren't, I guess I would love them like my own. It just makes me wonder, does the love in between a man and a woman slowly degenerate? Does it slowly degenerate because of the children? And are children that much of a stress on a relationship to the point where you look at each other as kind of like business partners instead of like, that's my wife. I love her no matter what, and that's my wife, and this, that, and the other. Does it affect sex? I don't know. Strange thing. I mean, hey, kids, I guess, can be fun, but I wouldn't know because I don't have any of them, and it's not a 100% full-time job for me. I got other things to think about, too. I'll probably add on to this one completely.